Oh my God, I could not be more excited for our guest, Laurie Kurtz.
I am just always happy to see you.
She's back, honey.
Can you even believe it? Back for, I think, the third time on Just to Be Nominated. How are you doing, my favorite?
Oh, I am absolutely over the moon. And, I'm so happy to see you guys, too. You guys have always been so wonderful to me.
This must be such a rewarding experience for you. I mean, so many of your movies are so beloved and obviously are beloved in all communities, but particularly by ours. But this movie seems to have crossed into sort of a new territory for you in terms of like the drama of it all, as you would say in your very famous monologue from A Girl from Jersey, the drama of it all.
Oh, yes. Well, it's really interesting because when I read the novel, I was floored, amazed, astounded. I couldn't put it down. Never in a million years did I think that I would be playing a part in a filmed version of it. And thanks to the director, Antoine. I mean, Antoine was instrumental in even allowing me to be considered for this role because no one else really was thinking outside the box. But I always felt that I had a little bit of the drama queen in me, if you will.
Same.
I think we can all say we have a bit of the drama queen in us.
I mean, I really responded to your performance in this film. I found it to be so grounded, and I felt like, like sometimes these sort of awards season movies can sort of be hitting their point over the head, and I felt like it was so subtle. I really appreciated it.
Generally, the history of my work has been a little more on the broad side, by and large, sitcoms, comedy, that sort of thing. And that's also what I felt was one of the key aspects of how successful my collaboration was with the director. I already had in my mind to fight my instincts to play it big, broad to a live studio audience for 3 camera, but he was there very intimately with me, emotionally, psychologically. I felt so completely safe with him that, in a sense, really, it's almost as though I forgot everything that I'd done before, almost as though I'd never done any acting, as though I were living this part, if that makes sense.
That is high praise. That is very high praise. It breaks my heart almost to see you in this first dramatic role, and it's like, what have we missed? Wish we could have seen you in more of these roles. There's that scene you're holding Riley in bed, and it's just like you're her captor, but you're so nurturing, and it's like I was tapping my boyfriend. I was like, hold me like that. Make me feel like that.
Find yourself someone who looks at you like a kidnapper.
Yes.
It must have been
absolutely.
funny to sort of be on set with, this budding starlet of sorts coming right off of a big dramatic TV show, something very different from the world you're from, which, is sort of like hoofing it comedy girl. Did you feel like you and Riley hit it off immediately, or was there was there tension that...
Well, I am not one of those method actor types that really wants to exclude myself from my own life while I'm portraying a part. My process is very just in the moment, really. So Riley works in a completely different way. And of course, she's a little bit younger. She's a different generation. And you can't discount these things. Everything is a part of the whole. And I really do try to take a very holistic Zen attitude, not only to the part, but also how I interact with everyone else. But, Riley, I think, is more geared toward of a method style. I don't know if she actually studied method, but as you can tell, obviously, from the role that she's very famous for, she's very, very intense in that regard. And I think it actually worked very well because as far as my character, in a way, I felt as though I was entitled to kidnap her. I was entitled to possess her, if you will. And in that sense, I felt invincible. I felt that I was in complete control of the situation, if that makes sense.
So talk to us a little bit what it was like to work with Riley Audrey. I mean, you're coming from 2 different schools, right? I mean, you're somebody who sort of like came up, paid her dues, did every little part, and fought her way to this point of extreme recognition in so many different communities. Where Riley, obviously she moved to LA. It happened right away. She's sort of this it girl. Did you feel like you were able to connect with her as an actress on screen, but also as a person?
My first experience in acting was improvisation, so that was one of the best lessons that I could ever get as an actor, because it freed me up completely to be in the moment, to be able to deal with anything that happened, anything that changed, that I wouldn't freak out if someone didn't deliver the lines exactly as they were written. As far as working with Riley, I just maintained that foundation, if you will, that skeleton. I really don't have any fear as far as doing, because I'm used to trusting my instrument. I'm not sure that Riley has that same kind of confidence in herself. Being ready for anything, if you will, you learn to adapt to how other people work. But within all of that, remembering that in the scene, I was the upper hand. I had the upper hand.
I feel like that flexibility also you're speaking to, that improvisation probably came in handy, knowing that, Riley was kind of brought in at the last moment as a replacement. Did you feel like you had to sort of adapt to a whole new idea of this character than the one that had been discussed and created with Michelle Leanders?
Yes. Well, and Michelle and Riley are two completely different personalities, if you will. I could have adopted the attitude that it was something that was a problem, but I decided to look at it more as just an obstacle to overcome and to work through. In a strange way, it gave me sort of a attitude toward the character as my character. I used whatever stress or anxiety that I had about that switch subconsciously, perhaps. I tried to identify it and channel it into how my character felt about her character that I was kidnapping, and used that as the push-pull.
Yeah, I definitely felt that watching you, and felt the sort of, not to be sports about this, my dad made me watch sports all growing up. He was a terrorist. But I a lot of times I look at scenes or I look at movies and I go, who won? I love awards. Who won the scene? Who won the movie? Who won the award? And coming out of that 12-round boxing match between the two of you, I left and I was like, Laurie Kurtz just stomped on someone's neck.
She won.
She won. And that was my takeaway in the movie. Just what a spectacular performance you gave.
That's just why it's been blowing my mind to watch this all unfold. The nominations were released. And to see you...
And we'll say it because we're fans, obviously, but snub.
It's a snub.
You saw my tweets.
It was a snub. You may not have been in the first two scenes, but you're sharing the screen with this girl, and just both bringing these powerhouse performances. It boggled my mind to see the Academy not recognize that.
Yes. Well,
I don't want to throw salt in the wound here, but the decision to be a supporting actress into how you were running, it made me, I wish I could just say I love this performance and not have to have all this other bullshit around it.
First of all, may I just make an aside? If you don't like sports, may I suggest soccer, because soccer players' legs.
Oh, we know.
They're giving you a run for your money with those legs.
Exactly. Yes, of course I was disappointed, but on the other hand, this is my first time even being mentioned in any kind of award category. It felt very much like the stars had aligned, all of that.
So I do also want to address the true gag of a billboard on Sunset Boulevard that I drive by every single day on my way to the Coffee Bean. I just loved this sort of self-funded Angeline meets Melissa Leo moment. I just thought it was funny and tasteful, but also, woman, you deserved this nomination, and I loved that you sort of like reclaiming that.
Bottom line, I was in the middle of the dance. I was in the thick of it, the promotional campaign. I thought, well, heck, if they're gonna shift gears over that way, I'm just gonna take this into my own hands and see what happens. You notice the clever psychological implantation of subliminal mind meld. I placed that billboard right near that unicorn that's on that building on Sunset, right?
Oh, in West Hollywood of all places, which was just perfect. A lot of your fans live in West Hollywood.
They are everything to me.
I almost rioted last year when you were head of the Gay Pride Parade in support.
Oh, yeah, well, it was a riot, honey. Oh, my goodness.
I'll just say I really appreciated you really advocating for yourself because it is such a phenomenal performance. I liked this sort of like can-do gumption of just saying like, I gave a great fucking performance and I deserve to be recognized for that. It's so much more difficult for a woman to also to navigate that, being accused of being entitled, being a brat, being called difficult. But I was just such a fan of this take.
It is an attention grab. Okay, let's be honest here. But I really did feel strongly about my performance, and I do feel as though, I mean, for me, I've always been kind of the second banana for the most part, even though they were meaty, chunky roles. This one, I did feel that it was a little more than a co-star. In fact, I kind of felt like it was a lead role, but I mean, hey, how long did it take Al Pacino to win an Oscar? How long did it take Charles Chaplin
Leonardo
to win?
DiCaprio, you know, my namesake.
Yeah, oh yeah, okay.
So are you kind of saying like you felt like the studio or the publicist sort of pushed one narrative, which in so many ways made your narrative get pushed to the side?
You know how it is, though, in this town, honey. I mean, everybody owes someone a favor, and sometimes those favors get called in, and sometimes it happens during Oscar season, and sometimes I end up on the bad end of it. No, that's a joke. But, well, you know, there's so many moving parts, and the dynamics are beyond my understanding, and at the end of the day, all I can really do is just show up, you know, be happy I'm getting the job, be the best I can be. This is all really just icing on the cake, and, you know, who knows? I mean, maybe I can parlay this into a hostess position at Denny's.
I think at least Hamburger Mary's, okay?
Hamburger Mary's, that would actually be a step up, I think.
You think?
The last time I was there, I went to the ladies' room and they were playing ABBA's Dancing Queen in an endless loop. I was so inspired.
Can't help but think that this is your entrance, your gateway.
You're coming out.
You're coming out as a dramatic actress. And like, I think we're going to see so much more. As long as you're down, you know, we're down.
Oh, yes. I was able to access parts of myself that I never dreamed I would be portraying on screen, you know, or I'm in it for the long game, the very, very, very long game. And that's why in the end, I was really able to let go in a sense and trust the bigger picture of all these moving parts that meant I was, you know, getting shoved aside, but that's okay.
No one will ever shove you aside, all right? You'll run them over with that West Hollywood convertible.
Yeah, you've got an army of twinks coming to defend you.
You know, I don't know. I look at every day as a new day, a new beginning, and okay, so it didn't happen this time. It'll happen next time, maybe. And, you know, yes, of course it's frustrating. Yes, of course we all want to win, but this is a big party. I was invited to the party, and now that my responsibility, the real heavy-duty, heavy-lifting responsibility part is over, I'm going to get drunk, so to speak.
Well, it's still very exciting. We're going to get to see you at the awards. You're presenting for Best Original Screenplay, I believe, which I think A Year in Stockholm is also up for.
Yes. I was kind of hoping to be able to present the Best Original Score.
Well, maybe you can do a swap when you get there.
Yeah, just
trade
pull
your
like a
snack
Warren
pack
Beatty and just change around the awards.
Announce whatever you want.
Well, we'll say it one more time before we go. This has been such an amazing conversation with Laurie Kurtz.
And I identify you as a great actress.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love speaking to you guys, you know, and I can let my hair down and can show you my hairy armpits. You'll still love me, and that's priceless.
All right, thanks so much, Laurie.
Hi, babies. What is happening?
Laurie, how are you?
I just took my Spanx off. I feel like $1,000,000. I should have done it sooner.
Just letting it all hang out. I see you went to your flip-flops. I love it.
Yeah.
Are they bedazzled? They're so cute.
Yeah, well, you should see my G-string, boo-boo.
Maybe later. Speaking of which, do you need another drink? We can send Beth to get you whatever you
Beth
want.
has a bunch of drink tickets that I don't know if we're all going to use tonight. So.
Yeah, I want another whatever I want. That's what I want.
Sounds good to me. Beth, will you get two
Make
of
'em
those?
doubles, yeah.
3? Leo, do you want in?
I think I'm good right now. I'm a little served.
Oh, my God. Well, I'm glad that's over, really, in a way, because it's been kind of tense. Let's be honest here, okay? I don't need to mince words with you girls.
No, God, please give us the inside scoop. We actually saw you enter with your year in Stockholm, I guess family will say, but people looked a little frazzled, a little upset for such like a win, you know?
I think it's probably because we had so much energy going into it, and then it's kind of like, when you reach that magic moment while having sex, and then you're like, who am I? What happened? What's your name?
Yeah, you kind of feel disgusting after.
I think that's what happened.
Yeah, that shame almost sets in after, the explosion.
It's like, how did I get so worked up about a movie, How did I dedicate so much of my life to, just to feel like this?
Yeah. Well, hey, Patricia! I love your tits, girl. They look fabulous tonight.
I will say, or maybe it was yesterday, I saw them taking down the FYC or for your consideration billboard here in West Hollywood, and it was so sad. I was so sad.
I know. I think they put up a new poster for Ray Donovan over it, and I mean, that show's over, but I think they were putting, just to stream it.
Shows you about my career. It's like they'd rather have a TV series that's over and streaming than me. Oh, yay.
Well, you are far from over. This win for Riley is really a win for you, too. It's only going to bring more attention to this film and more eyes to you. And that's very exciting.
Yay! Well, you know what? Eyes on me, baby. All eyes on me. I am just going to take advantage of whatever publicity I can squeeze out of those little things that you take hiking that are like, a goat's bladder and you...
A walking stick? A canteen type thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I've had a little to drink and I may not be quite spiffy, but you know what? At this point, I don't care. It's all done because it was hard. It was a long, hard campaign. And, that's been the only long, hard thing in my life recently. But hey!
Well, now it's all about celebrating. So how does Laurie Kurtz celebrate?
Laurie Kurtz. No relation to Captain Kurtz from Apocalypse Now, by the way. I just want you to know. That's how I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to shave my head. Oh, sorry. Ooh, sorry. I spilled that drink on the borrowed gown. Oops.
Oh, my Lena Dunham is furious.
Lena Dunham is always furious. Woo!
Now, I do have to say, I'm like super jealous. I saw you and Eric Larson enter the party together. Is he your date tonight?
Unofficial, really. He came with his mom, but then she dumped him. Of course, I had to sweep in and save the day, save his honor.
Oh, a little Mrs. Robinson action.
Oh, well, no, he said I had to promise to keep my hands to myself. And I said, of course, honey. I'm wearing a straitjacket. Oh, what? Yeah, no, he's a darling boy. I love Eric so much. He's such a sweetheart. And he's very kind and he's very humble and he laughs at my jokes and, he doesn't expect me to put out on the first date, which is this, I guess. This is our first date. So.
I think these are all the lyrics to Can't Help Lovin' That Man of Mine, just so you know.
Country music really is so appropriate for Oscar after parties when you've lost.
Well, tonight's still a night to celebrate, I'd say. Do you have anything else you're looking forward to tonight?
Well, believe it or not, I am not done drinking for the evening. I owe Antoine and Anna Marie Highsmith. She wrote this story. It's all her fault. This whole thing is all her fault for getting kidnapped and for being literate enough and having enough brain cells left to remember what happened to her. It's all her fault. And I told him I was going to have a drink with him. Win or lose, it's booze and booze. Yay.
I love that, drinking your sorrows away. We spoke with them earlier in the night. They are also having to forget their woes through Jose Cuervo, it seems. Well, we don't want to keep you too much longer. You got to go get your boy, Eric.
I have to keep track of him. Otherwise, he might find another old lady.
Well, I just saw Christine Vanderpool walk by, so be on the lookout.
She's a tough one, isn't she? Believe me, you don't want to be on the wrong end of that pointed stick. Oh, yeah. What? Nobody does Christine Vanderpool like Christine Vanderpool, and far be it from me to even try.
I'm fresh out of questions. I can't believe, Leo, you've been so quiet. Anything else?
I think I'm just taking it all in, This is my first Oscar after party, and that's Tom Hanks, and that's DaBaby,
Oh, this has been a joy as always. Go find Anna Marie and Antoine. Tell them hi from the Just to Be Nominated boys, and have fun. Tonight's about you.
Yay! Thank you. Yeah, well, I think tomorrow's really going to be about me and what an idiot I am for drinking so much, but
But none of these other people we interview, I feel like if we invited you to our birthday party, you might come.
Oh, honey, would I? And I jump out of a cake too, and you don't even need a cake. How's that?
We have you on tape agreeing to it. So if you're not at our birthdays this year, we will revolt as part of your gay army.
Yay, gay army!
Thank you so much, Laurie. Go have a fun rest of your night.
Oh, you too. I love you guys, and it's probably gonna take me about a week and a half to get over the hangover I'm gonna have. So check back with me then, and we'll do lunch or something. We'll do something. Something. I don't know.
I would love it. I hope these aren't just a drunk woman's words.
Well, they are a drunk woman's words, but they're my drunk woman's words, and you can take that to the sperm bank, baby.
Well, it's been so nice to talk to you, and yeah. I really have to pee.